Hey, this is Jason with 4W Knives. Pretty pumped. Got my hammer in. So a while back I made a video, hammer for a knife or knife for a hammer. Made up a pretty good little EDC, and I basically made it for a guy named Nathan Kourmoulis, and we decided to kind of swap. He sent me a hammer, I sent him the knife, and I just received it. So right off the bat, check out the box. Man, that is nice. Nice and sturdy, well built. So thought I'd just take you in, show you it. I'm gonna do a little video afterwards, and using this knife just to put it to work. So here we go. All right, so got a little sheet. Show that. Little warranty information. Says he'll guarantee and warranty all work performed. These products come with a lifetime warranty made by kourmoulis, and it will repair or replace any defective part. It says for the cost of shipping only. That's pretty much my my warranty as well. If you have a problem with it, ship it back. So that is awesome. I'm gonna go ahead and get a close-up here. I'm gonna show you the email. I don't know if he wants the phone number. You can see that right there. So, all right, so great start. And here is the hammer. It's nicely done. And a side note, this is the first one of this style that Nathan had made. And I'm not an expert, but my goodness, it looks like a high quality dude. Is a big dude. I asked for it and he got it. I wanted a little longer handle, so I figure I can always choke up. But man, check it out. So, all right, I never thought I'd be excited about a hammer, but here I am, excited about a hammer. So, again, well packaged, and hold on. Huh. Now, this is completely unexpected. I had mentioned in our emails that I needed a flattener. No thought on getting one, and he made me a flattener. That is amazing. I'll make sure there's not nothing else in there. But that's the kind of guy I thought he was. I've only talked to him over Messenger during all of this process, but I could just tell. You can just tell how a guy is. So check it out. Got 2 hammers for the deal. So fantastic. My appreciation goes to Nathan. That is awesome. Above and beyond. So that's the type of guy that you would be ordering from if you choose to get a hammer made. So, all right. Well, now I got to put it to use. So here we go. All right, so the project that we're going to do is we're going to take some old sawmill blade and some bandsaw blade, and we are going to do some Damascus by hand. I felt like that'd be a great way to put this hammer to use. I normally use my machines, but I'm going to put it to use. So here we go. All right, so my plan is to do a little more explanation on this than what I would normally do, more of a how-to or how I do. So I've cleaned it off. It's still a little bit warm, so we use this. I've cleaned it off, and I have tacked it together. I'm an okay welder, not a very good welder. If you don't have a welder, I've seen people use hose clamps, wire, anything to help hold the stack together so it doesn't move. I have been using WD-40 on all my forge welds to help create a little bit of a barrier. Oxygen is not your friend whenever you're forge welding. So I do that. I don't know if it works, but it doesn't hurt. So I do it. And then in between each one, I'm not using Dash. I'm actually using Mule Team 64, which is a borax, a laundry detergent, and I'll put that on there in between heats. So I'll try to explain some of it. I know I've got the loud forge running in the background, but I'm gonna put it in, let it get red, not a orange red, but a kind of dark red, and then I'll flux it, do it again, and then I'll do some light taps. So I'll explain the process as I'm going. So here, I've got it just red. It's nowhere near welding temperatures, but I'll just take a little bit. I don't put a lot. I know in Forge and Fire and stuff like that, they put a ton on there. I do not. I just put enough because this stuff will eat up the inside of your forge. Okay, so not quite at forge welding temperatures yet, but I'll go ahead and lightly tap just to close any gaps that are in it. Go ahead and flux it again. This time I'll leave it in for quite a bit longer because I want it to get up to forge welding temps. Almost looks like it's melting. Big old stick of butter is what I've heard it described as. At this point, it is up to forge welding temperatures, and I do quick light taps with the flatter part of the hammer, and I work my way from the inside of the billet to the outside, back and forth. I do this as quick. I'm not hitting it hard, but I'm not just barely babying it either. I'm tapping with a little bit of force, short, quick thrusts to get that weld tacked together. On this heat and every heat after, I get a little more forceful. My blows are a little bit harder. I start to raise the hammer higher and higher, and I'm still trying to keep it quick, trying to keep it even, try to make my way up and down the billet, but I will gradually swing harder and harder until I get to the point where I'm just trying to move it. All right, so as I hammer this out, I'll use the various methods. I'll use the horn, I'll use the straight peen. But as I lengthen this out, I thought I'd share a couple little hints or tricks that I found that enabled me to do Damascus by hand. First off, don't make your billet too big. If you notice, this one was small when I started. It was an inch wide, inch tall, 3 inches long. I've heard don't let the billet be wider than your hammer face. All those little things will help. Make sure your steel is clean. I use flux. I've heard you don't have to. I use flux. That helps. Make sure that your forge is set up to that it's insulated well enough that it can get up to those temperatures. I don't quite understand all about the atmosphere of the forge, but I know that that's important. I had a hard time with my self-made forge that I had. I couldn't get it to forge weld consistently. I had a lot of failures, and then I bought a Whisper Mama or something to that effect, which is really used for horseshoers, but it's been great for me. Once I got that, I haven't had too many failures. It's worked well. So the right forge is important along with the techniques. But biggest suggestion I could give you is do not get in a hurry. If you think it's hot enough, let it go a little bit longer. If you think you've hit it enough, hit it a little bit more. All those little things. Don't hold back. Don't get in a hurry. This is hard. Doing this by hand is hard. I'm going to tell you, I've been spoiled with the roller mill and the log splitter press. This is hard. My arm is tired. Of course, I don't swing the hammer a lot, but it wore me out. After a whole lot of swinging the hammer, I've got this out to a little over 7 inches. It's still fairly thick. I think it came in over 1/4 of an inch thick, but I'm gonna clean it up on the grinder, and then the next video will be me banging it into some type of knife shape. I'll get it ground down, bevel's clean, and give you a quick etch. All right, so I just quickly cleaned it up. I cut a tip. Why? Because I'm lazy. That's all right. Everything looks like a solid forge weld. I've got some hammer marks and stuff, which to be expected. So anyways, I'm going to try to bang it into something similar to this, a little beefier knife. So we'll see. All right, so as I get these bevels hammered in and everything, I want to thank Nathan for a great hammer. I really appreciate it. I'm appreciative of him reaching out to me so we could make this little barter. And I will probably be trying to get another hammer from you. It's awesome. I'm probably going to have to get me a little bit smaller one or get stronger. But I'm getting old, so getting stronger is going to be a little bit harder. But no, it worked great. And honestly, if you guys want a hammer and you want something from somebody that's up and coming, give Nathan a holler. I'll try to get all his link and stuff so you can get a hold of him. All right, so here is the knife. It is not done, but it is done for the video. I thought it turned out pretty good. I love the shape. Shape turned out really good. Bevels are okay. Pattern is what it is. It's not done because I haven't put a handle on it and I have not hand sanded. If you can see that, there's a lot of grind marks in it. So I have to go in and do a bunch of hand sanding. But what I thought I would do is offer this up on my Facebook page with choice of handle. Once somebody claims it and picks a handle, I will do another video of putting a handle on and show you finished product later on, whenever that's going to be. So as far as the knife, it was hand forged. I don't remember if it was 11 or 13 layers. It was recycled material, so there were a couple of things that surprised me. First off, being 13 layers, I thought there would have been more lines of the 15 and 20. There wasn't. And then next, I was super surprised on how wide the 15 and 20 was. I thought it would have been much smaller, tighter lines. And also, since I hand forged it, and everybody knows my hammer strikes are not the most consistent, I thought this would have been way more random, but the lines are pretty straight, so maybe I was a little more consistent with the hammer than I thought. But anyways, I think it turned out pretty good, especially just for recycled material, and I think it'll be an awesome knife. So I appreciate you guys watching, and if you would, hit the like button and subscribe if you haven't already. I would greatly appreciate it. You guys have a good one.